Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome in. Happy Sunday to you guys, and Happy New Year's. I hope you're having a wonderful beginning of the new year of 2024. So, welcome in, you guys. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who are new to the channel or unfamiliar with the live streams, yes, the screen is blacked out. I do that on purpose so that you'll just hear my voice and listen to the message. So I said this a couple days ago that we're going to be having more discussions about spiritual warfare and the various tactics that the enemy uses. You know, we are all aware that knowledge is power. So the more knowledgeable you are on spiritual warfare, the more you'll be able to protect yourself. You know, the more you'll be able to spot the enemy when he is actively working against you. Knowledge is power. So my goal here with these discussions, these live streams that we'll be doing, is to share my knowledge of spiritual warfare with you, and try to educate you as best as I can. So what are unclean spirits, right? Unclean spirits comes from spiritual strongholds. So demonic spirits, the goal of a demonic spirit is to capture us, imprison us. And how do they do this? By instilling fear in us in some way, shape, or form. So demonic spirits use fear to hold people captive, to hold people under this spiritual imprisonment, which is what we call a spiritual stronghold or a demonic stronghold. And so when a person is under a spiritual stronghold or a demonic stronghold, and we'll use those two words interchangeably, they are the same thing. But when a person is under a spiritual stronghold, they will show signs of it. And demons release in the spiritual realm, demonic spirits release unclean spirits to people. Okay, so unclean spirits comes from demons, okay, in the spiritual realm. And so there are signs that you might see if you are under a spiritual stronghold, or if you know someone who is under a spiritual stronghold. These are the signs. Obsessions, okay? Many times when we are under a spiritual stronghold, we form obsessions with people, places, and things, okay? And whatever we are obsessed with or whoever we are obsessed with, we become codependent on that person, place, or thing that we are obsessed with. It almost feels like you can't live or you can't survive without that person, place, or thing that you have become obsessed with. So also addictions. When people carry unclean spirits, they tend to form addictions, okay? Whether it's them being addicted to a person, addicted to a relationship, addicted to a substance, okay? Also, there is a level of unproductiveness when people carry this unclean spirits. They start to feel lazy, okay? Like it's hard getting out of bed. It's hard going to bed at night. Sometimes they can even have a difficult time with being physically clean and hygienic. Like their house might be filthy, you know, their house could even be a little bit messy. Okay, there tends to be a lot of like chaos and disorder. There's a lack of organization in their life when a person is carrying an unclean spirit. They find it very difficult to clean, or to clean their home, or to clean their car, or to clean around them. They tend to live in unclean, physically unclean spaces, okay, when they are carrying an unclean spirit. They also tend to have a hard time with sleep, okay? They tend to form some sleep disorders, okay? And if they go to the doctor or professional, they may get diagnosed with some sort of sleep condition. But in this, with spirituality, if we're leaving, the medical side of things, and we're looking at this individual spiritually, there is an unclean spirit that is causing them to feel restless, to feel stressed, anxious, tormented, even depressed, where they cannot go to sleep early at night. Okay, it's like those unclean spirits are tormenting them. And so they have a difficult time sleeping, and they form sleep conditions, okay, that could even eventually affect their health. When a person carries an unclean spirits, they start living a spiritually unclean lifestyle. Okay, so they let go of their health. They could even sometimes let go of their hygiene. They form addictions and obsessions with people, places, and things. They become unmotivated and unproductive. There's a feeling of laziness that happens to them, and sometimes they can even have this creative block, okay? For individuals who are creative minded, innovative, artistic, sometimes they get a block, okay, in one of their chakras, that prevents them from being insightful, that prevents them from being the creative and innovative person that they are. When a person carries an unclean spirit, it can even cause them to become fatigued, low in energy. And I believe it comes from the lack of sleep, right? The lack of mental rest. So, how do we get unclean spirits? Because it happens to all of us, okay? It happens to all of us. So, how do we get unclean spirits? It's through our experiences and encounters with people, places, and things. So, there's something called the transfer of spirits, where when a person carries an unclean spirit, it can transfer from person to person, almost like a virus, in a way. And so it could even happen to people who we are in romantic relationships with, especially when you are really, intertwining yourself with an individual. It can cause it could cause what I call a transfer of spirits, where if there is a spirit that is an unclean spirit that is connected to that individual, and you are intertwining yourself with them, you're interacting with them on a personal, intimate level, that spirit that's attached to them, it can detach from them and attach itself to you. It could also happen, we can also get unclean spirits in bad situations, bad experiences. Like, let's say someone does something really, really bad to you, and you have a hard time letting it go and forgiving them. Unforgiveness attracts unclean spirits because it puts your spirit in a very low energy. And it could even cause you to tap into your shadow side or your dark side. And it makes you very much spiritually vulnerable and spiritually accessible for these unclean spirits to attach themselves to. So imagine somebody pisses you off, somebody does something really, really bad to you, and you are just angry for the rest of the day. You won't let it go. For days on, you're thinking about it, you're recalling it, you get angry, you have mood swings. Next thing you know, you're talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're talking to yourself about it. You just won't let it go. If you're not careful, you'll make yourself very accessible to unclean spirits or evil spirits, because emotions like anger or heartbreak, if you allow it to overtake you, it weakens the spirit. When you allow it to overtake you, it weakens your spirit, and you become defenseless to these evil spirits that are roaming our world, roaming the earth, and just looking for a host to reside in or to attach themselves to. So unclean spirits are very much real. The Bible talks about it. It's not a myth. These are things that you can look up and read in your Bible. But unclean spirits are, it's very dangerous to our lives because it can influence us to making some really, really poor decisions that can end up self-sabotaging us, from receiving the blessings that we desire. So, how do you get rid of unclean spirits? Well, you got to forgive. You got to forgive. Know that the stronger you are holding on to that person, place, or thing who hurt you, who, broke your heart, who rejected you, neglected you, or abused you, the stronger you hold on to that unhealthy person, place, or thing, the stronger that spirit will have a hold on you. The stronger that unclean spirit, that evil spirit will have a hold on you. Now, forgiving and letting go, releasing people, places, and things who have hurt us, it's a lot easier, said than done, but it is possible. You can work on releasing unhealthy people, places, and things, especially through forgiveness, right? Letting go of some bad memories that stem from trauma or neglect or abandonment, rejection, abuse. But releasing, once you fully release that person, place, or thing, is when that demonic spirit can no longer put you under a stronghold. When you release that unhealthy person, place, or thing, is when that demonic spirit also has to release you. Okay, so what keeps that demonic spirit to have power over you is you holding on very strongly to that unhealthy place or thing. So the stronger you hold on to unhealthy people, places, and things, the stronger that demonic spirit will hold on to you. When you release, that demonic spirit will also have to release you. But releasing, you guys, is a lot easier said than done. Some people are able to do it. Sometimes you hold on to things for so long that you finally get fed up and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to hold on to this anymore. I'm not going to let this person, place, or thing to take so much of my power and energy anymore. Sometimes time truly heals. When you have been obsessing over something negative that happened to you, when you obsess over it for so long, one day you're going to get tired of holding on to it. And you'll finally let it go. But then you also have the choice to seek spiritual counseling. Go to the key word is trusted. Go to a trusted person or spiritual advisor, a trusted man or woman of God that can spiritually counsel you. You can turn to some spiritual work, right? Where you do some root work is what I'm going to start calling the spiritual service that we do here on the channel, because it's pretty much me counseling you for 3 months where we get to the root of the problem. Sometimes people carry unresolved conflict and unhealed wounds and problems that they're not able to pinpoint because they've been living with it for so long, and they don't know what it is that they're doing wrong. So you can do some spiritual work where you uproot, I call it that bad seed. Sometimes when people go through trauma, when they go through heartbreak, when they go through neglect, when they go through abandonment, when they go through rejection, they become so broken that it's almost like a bad seed within their spirit, and it has to be uprooted. It has to be uprooted so that it has no opportunity to come back. And that is what we call spiritual healing and deliverance. So that is what unclean spirits are. You got to watch yourself and watch the things that you do in your life, because it can cause you to become accessible, okay? Accessible to unclean spirits. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here, you guys. This was just a very short discussion about unclean spirits. We're going to be having more discussions about this. There is a reading that's going to be premiering in about 20 minutes. I hope you guys watch it, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care, my beautiful people. If you're interested in connecting with me more, I'll put my info in the description box. You can visit my website. You can make a donation if you like to support the channel more. I invite you to submit a prayer request. For those of you who are interested in getting some spiritual work done with me, visit my website. You'll see that opportunity there. I'll pin it or post it in the description box. Take care, my beautiful people, and many blessings to you.